True Geordie is one. He's a fat fuck. He needs to get destroyed by me, but he's scared. He turns out to be a sexual deviant. The only way he can restore honor after begging for a dildo up his ass is to meet me in the cage and beat me. Because then he gets to say I beat up Andrew Tate and he can stop being a dildo lover. But if he refuses to do that, then he can stay a dildo lover for the rest of his fucking human years and just hide from me. But if he wants to fight me, I will meet him in the cage any day of the fucking week. Bare knuckle, twice on a Sunday. And then he can go from a dildo lover to a dildo lover with a broken face, because I will fucking annihilate him.
So I've flown all the way from London to Dubai to challenge Andrew Tate. But before we go into this, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on. So round 3 is a bit more lighthearted. It's, would you fight?
Would I fight?
Yeah, well, that's what's coming.
Let's go.
Before, I've got 5 people I want to ask you about, but before we do, what do you think of the plethora, the growth of all these YouTubers who are now getting into celebrity fighting, KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul? What do you think of this movement?
I think it's a really good thing. I think it's the old-fashioned way, a straightener, you know? Instead of making stupid YouTube videos at each other all day long, insulting each other back and forth like girls, they're saying, meet me on this day and time and fight. I respect that. That's how I was raised. That was my career. Anyone I had a problem with, I fought, and the better man walked out as a winner. I think it's the best thing that could possibly happen for society. Good. Hope it keeps happening. Hope every time YouTubers disagree, they fight. Good. Good. It's better than making YouTube videos at each other back and forth like fucking girls. And anyone who's made a YouTube video about me, like True Geordie is one. He's a fat fuck. He needs to get destroyed by me, but he's scared. There's some guy called Hassan, which is he's a strange guy. He wears dresses. I'm not sure why he decides to dress. He dresses like a girl all the time and he has long hair. He's weird. I'd love to whoop his ass. But these people are afraid to see me in the cage, right? Because they know I'd absolutely not destroy them.
So you would go and have a fight with them?
Completely, because I know I'd win and they deserve it. But that's why they'll never do it, right? They'll just do YouTube videos about me, but they'll never actually meet me in fair competition, which invalidates their entire opinion. Yeah. Right? So if someone goes, I disagree with Andrew, but I'm scared to ever see Andrew. Well, then who gives a fuck what you think? You're all pussies. So they're all cowards. All of my enemies are cowards. So yeah, but I think it's a great thing. If people who disagree with me had to meet me in the cage, there'd be a lot less stupid videos on the internet. The people I want to fight are True Geordie, who, I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so the story behind me and True Geordie is very simple. He found out I ran a webcam company. When I was giving my insights on male-female dynamics, saying that I know these things because I have 75 women who work for me, and I also have 75 women who work for me who are being paid by men. So I see the interaction between the man and the webcam girl. I get to hear about the interaction between the man and his wife who he doesn't fuck. And then there's the interaction between me and my webcam girls. So it's like a hierarchy of every single level. So I understand all of it. So when I was saying this, he did a takedown video on me saying that I only know whores and every girl who works for me is a slut, and that I'm a pimp and all this crazy shit. And I did a reply video saying, listen, some of the girls who work for me are happily married. I think it's very unfair to judge 75 people you've never met and call them all whores and sluts, especially to sit there, he's a bit fat, to sit there like aggressively screaming at camera that these girls are whores. You don't even know them. He seemed very angry. And my brother said he's way too angry at these girls. Why does he hate these webcam girls so bad? Turns out, a few months later, some messages leaked between him and a webcam girl. That's where his hatred came from. And the messages are him begging to be dominated. He wanted a dildo up his ass. He wanted her to cheat on him. He wanted to worship her, all these crazy shit. And it's all there with his name on it. So then I did another video saying, oh, so it's obviously clear why you had a problem with the girls who work for me, because you're begging them to dildo you and they're saying, you know, it costs this much and I guess you want it for free. I don't know. He had a deep hatred for women. And I identified that. He obviously shut up after that a little bit. He went away, he came back. Then he said my name a few times, and I said, listen, my friend, we've had our conversations. You've insulted all the girls who worked for me, who were very nice girls. He made some full-grown women cry. I had to console them and say, listen, don't listen to this guy. He made full-grown women break down and cry. He's a bad person. He turns out to be a sexual deviant who was mocked on the internet for a very long time, and some people may have forgotten, but I certainly haven't. Our conversations are pretty much over. What's the bottom line? So the only way he can restore honor after begging for a dildo up his ass is to meet me in the cage and beat me. Because then he gets to say I beat up Andrew Tate and he can stop being a dildo lover. But if he refuses to do that, then he can stay a dildo lover for the rest of his fucking human years and just hide from me. But if he wants to fight me, I will meet him in the cage any day of the fucking week. Bare knuckle, twice on a Sunday. And then he can go from a dildo lover to a dildo lover with a broken face, because I will fucking annihilate him. And he knows it, which is why he won't do it. along with my other detractors, along with the other weirdos, because everyone who dislikes me seems to be weird. Really strange. Everyone who's ever made a takedown video of me on a long enough time frame ends up being a sexual deviant, a pedophile. They're all weirdos. Nobody who supports me has ever come out with some weird shit. But everybody who hates me, sooner or later, there's something weird about them, because I think they hate themselves and they see me as someone they wish they were, as their idol, but they can't admit that. So their idolization gets warped into a strange form of hate. And that's what happens. The other one's Hassan. He's some guy who lives in California. He's really strange. He has this obsession with female drivers and how they're so good at driving. It's a weird guy to talk to. All he talks about is how girls drive better than him. It's weird. Wears dresses, drinks loads of Mountain Dew. Really weird guy. Like the girls he was dating, they were telling me he drinks Mountain Dew all the time. He's very unhealthy. Strange dude. And me and him have had our conversations, and he's scared to debate with me. We debated once and he lost, and he's scared to debate with me. So our conversation is basically over. I said, look, I'll beat the shit out of you. But he's scared. So I win by default. It's kind of cool to win by default. It's kind of like you turn up to the match and or flip a coin and halfway up in the air, they're like, you already win. But these people are cowards. So I win by default because no one respects a coward. So all their points of view are invalid because they're cowards. So, yeah, bottom line of society, my friend. So the only people I would fight are people who deserve to be annihilated, because I'm an extremely capable person. I'm a feared opponent in all realms of human endeavor. And being in a cage with me, locked inside when I have a personal vendetta against you, is probably one of the worst human experiences a man can go through. I will hurt these people. And they know it. So yes, those are the two I would fight. Anyone else would have to come up with a good reason. I have nothing against Connor. Kind of like the guy. So I